Hi. I'd like to talk about leadership. I'd like to talk about power dynamics. I'd like to talk about why artists and scientists and the smart, intelligent, soulful, other kind people, and I'll talk about social dynamics, and I'll talk about why these artists and scientists don't readily go for positions of power, let's say. And most positions of power are taken by psychopathic people. Why is that? Let's start with that. Why are most positions of power in business, in politics, for example, why do you think psychopaths get into power like that? Why do they stay in power? What's the reason? One of the primary reasons I feel is because beautiful, let's just call them artists or scientists or poets or writers or engineers or computer scientists. Let's start with those people. Those people don't want to take that kind of power in general because absolute power corrupts absolutely. A little bit of power corrupts a lot too. The more you increase in the power dynamic, the more a person is going to be corrupted by the power. And what do they do when they're corrupted by the power? They start yabbering and saying, "Oh, you do this and you do this and kill that person and lock her up, lock them up, lock these people up." Why do they lock? Why? But what if someone says lock that person up, lock that psychopath Trump up, or lock that Mitch McConnell up, or lock this person up, or lock Ingram up, or lock Rush Limbaugh up, or other psychopaths? Why don't or Bobert or whatever the frick or William Barr or other people that have somehow disappeared now, just wandered away, but oh, they were so powerful, and maybe they'll come back and kill us all again or try to. But you know what? These people are psychopaths. They are psychopaths. Okay? That's not correct. It's not correct to be run by psychopathic people. Okay? It's not correct to be hurt by people. We're people that are trying to live in a civil and polite society. Do you really think that people who are civil and nice and caring want to be run by dictators and psychopaths? Are you out of your... Do you really think that these people are not psychopaths? Is that interesting? Does that make sense to any of these supporters of these Trump people at all? Of these Republican sleazebags? Okay, yes, there are some Republicans that are really good. I don't know. There are some good Republicans. Mitt Romney, for example, I didn't always agree with him, but he stood up for Americans. He stood up as a good leader. Okay, there's a guy named there's other people, associate leaders. Kinzinger. He seems like a good person. At least he's standing up for people, Americans, and good things. He seems to have heart and a good soul. Look, some people. I'll go on. Now, why do some artists and scientists not choose to take positions of leadership when they are the more soulful, the more heartfelt people, the more cerebral, they think deeply, and yet they don't want the power? Isn't that the funny thing of life? Because absolute power corrupts people. Power corrupts people. When you get power, if I had power, I would be corrupted. At least I know that, though. At least I know that with power, I would be corrupted. These people, these psychopaths with power, they don't know that they'll be corrupted. And if they do know that they'll be corrupted, they don't care. They want to be corrupted by the power because they'll get more power and be able to hurt more people. And they'll bring in lots of money and gold and silver and buy yachts and boats and Jaguars and God knows what else. And they can have their sleazy little trips and vacations to weird places and seduce people. Because that's what they do. They're psychopathic, sociopathic, bizarro people that are horrible. And yes, I'm not like them, and I'm proud that I'm not a psychopath. I might be a sociopath, I don't fucking know. but I'm a good sociopath if that's the case. I don't seek power. I don't want to hurt people. These people, some of them want to hurt people. And I will never understand that. It's like we're being run by a group of serial killers in politics. For the most part, some politicians are very nice and good, okay? Some are good. You have to, in every group, there are good folks, there are not so good folks. There are evil folks, there are good folks. In one group, you split the group, good folks, bad folks. It's still one group, but there's good folks and bad folks in the group. Isn't that interesting? When you're looking objectively at the cell, at the bad folks and good folks, you say, well, there's a bad folk in that group. They must be all bad. No, they're good and bad. There's some good, there's some bad. Even within the good side, there's good and bad on that side and bad. It's a jumble. You have to go person by person and see the good and see the evil. Who's good, who's evil? Look, yes, it's a Christian idea. Bad and evil, good and evil. Guess what? Good and evil on this planet, as we speak, good and evil. I think you and I can tell who's good and evil. I think we can. If you are a leader, it is your job to lead with a good heart, with support, with care. If you are leading without a heart, without a deep soul, without deep thought, without being well-read and interesting and supportive, if you are a leader who does that, that is dysfunctional for most, if not everybody on earth. That is not leadership. That is terrorism. That is dictatorship. I don't want dictatorship. I don't want to be under an authoritarian regime. I don't want totalitarianism. I don't want dictatorship. I want to be a free person. I want to be free. But I want law and order too. I want to know that I'm safe and protected. I want to be free. I want to be safe. I want to be protected. I think you do too. That's why I'm making this video. Because I think you and I agree, even if you support Trump or support some other batshit horrible person, soulless creep, I think you too want to be supported and helped and cared for. Those people will not care for you, okay? They never have, they never will. They never have cared for you. They never will care for you. They never have cared for me. They never will care for me because they are psychopathic, serial killer type people. If they had a chance to see us in the street, they would try to kill us for our money or our gold or something else. These are what they are: thugs, scumbags, psychopaths, okay? These are what a lot of these politicians and so-called business leaders are. Now, we can change the system, or we can work with it somehow to make these people less. I don't know what the ultimate plan is. I just would not see psychopaths run my freaking life, okay? I want good people to lead us. I want people with heart and soul and who actually care about people to lead us. Is that so hard? Is that so difficult? Does anyone care anymore?